While Amber's people seemed to have been preparing for an all-out war for the last day of arguments in court, Johnny's people had some other thoughts. And with the looks of things right now, it seems these other thoughts Johnny's people had might be paying off a lot more than they expected. So what then is this mysterious strategy Johnny's team put in play? You would agree with me that the usual strategy employed in court is mostly to argue out all the facts. And although that does seem to be true, there are certain advantages the jury system of the country uniquely presents. And this is exactly what Johnny's lawyer Camille Vasquez took advantage of on the last day of trial. Now, most people would rather spend all their time focused on the final argument, as it is seemingly the final way to pass across your case in the best possible way to the judge and jury. And while Vasquez was indeed prepared, as we saw in court, there are a couple of other moves she made that most people probably didn't notice. But Shade Zarai, a former lawyer who also happens to have a background in performance psychology, did notice it, and she had quite a bit to say about it. Via her Instagram page, the former lawyer made it clear to the public that Vasquez had a hidden message for the judge and jurors with her all-white outfit.
On behalf of Mr. Depp and all my colleagues at Brown Rednick, I want to thank you deeply for your time and your service over these last 7 weeks. We understand that it probably has not been convenient for you to be here every day, and we are so grateful for your time and careful consideration of the evidence as you deliberate. After weeks of sitting in this courtroom, listening to testimony and looking at evidence, now it's time for you, the jury, to come to a decision.
Zarai revealed through the post that colors have psychological effects on people and can be a way to pass across a strong message without having to say a word. To that fact, she also mentioned that several studies have been done in the past on that subject matter, and they've all proven that the colors indeed do have subtle underlinings. In Vasquez's case, the all-white outfit signifies innocence and also sends the message to the decision-makers that she's on the right side of the law, thus prompting them to view her at least to some extent in that light. I mean, just look at how graceful she looks even outside the courtroom.
Heading into the closing arguments.
Camille, what do you have to say to all your fans?
Good luck on closing arguments. Thank you, Camille.
Thank you. The goddess of love right now.
Camille, what do you say to all your fans?
Ben, good luck to you too. Ben, how you feeling heading into the final day?
The former lawyer went on to explain that it wasn't only the color white that had that effect on the mind. According to her, several other colors such as gray or black could signify power or wealth. And in this case, that just happened to be the color Amber mostly had on, which pretty much sums up how the jury would perceive her, because you generally can't be claiming to be the victim when all they see when they look at you is power. Well, with these factors put into consideration, along with the piles of evidence against Amber, it is more than likely that Depp will emerge at the top. Tell us, did you also notice these subtle messages being passed to the jury?